You're raving with RWR. Fabulous songwriters from Belgium and beyond, the lowlands, the highlands, and far across the pond. On Instagram and Facebook too, you can follow, like, and share. Please hit subscribe and join the tribe from the comfort of your chair. You're raving with RWR. Hello and good evening. How are you all doing? You're very, very welcome to Raving with RWR, episode number 76. And happy March, a brand new month and a brand new batch of great singer-songwriters for you this month. Bai Kamara is number one on the list, and we will be with Bai in a very short moment. If you are watching on Facebook, please give the page a like and also follow on Instagram there as well at the RWR Room. That would be very kind of you. If you are new to the channel, the YouTube channel, if you're watching on YouTube, please give that subscribe button a click for me as well. Maybe give the video a thumbs up and perhaps share it later on. Indeed, share it now if you like. Let your friends know you're watching. That helps a lot. You can support the RWR Room project by going to therwrroom.com, maybe having a look at the shop there at some fine merch. There is also a PayPal link in the description below should you wish to help out in that respect. Please feel free. Never expected, always appreciated. Tonight's stream brought to us courtesy of the great people of G-Sharp Guitars, the world's finest travel electric guitars. Norwegian invented electric guitars there, and the company's over in Kansas. Hello to all those over there as well who may be watching. So yeah, it is the 3rd of March, as I said, and we have a few live viewers in already. Brilliant. A couple of stalwarts. Stephen, Mr. Good Mojo is down there. Hello there. Good to see you, Stephen, Mr. Good Mojo. And of course, our dear Chris Link is over in Germany, keeping an eye on us, making sure it's all going to plan. Thanks, Chris, and everybody else. Anybody else who's there, drop us up a comment, and we'll say hello to you. Or if you have questions for myself or Bai, indeed, put them up there, and we'll get to them as we go along. So that's it. Without further ado, let us go over to our dear friend Bai Kamara, who I believe is in Brussels. Fingers crossed. Hello, Bai Kamara.
Hello, Dahi. Great to see you. It's great to be here. Thank you so much for the invitation. It's really great being here. I've been waiting for this for years now. So
yeah, we've been trying to make it happen. It's great to see you again as well. We haven't seen each other in the flesh either for a long time between this pandemic and, of course, our own touring schedules and gigs and that. It's not always always easy to meet singer-songwriters. But it's great that we can have this little chat tonight. How are you doing during this lockdown time? Was it did you take a well-deserved break and step back a little bit from it, or did you get the head down and work even more? Or what was it like for you, Bai?
I think I just got my head down and just worked really. I just went into it full on because I mean, there's nothing else we can do. We just had to sit and wait. And for me, I don't like sitting and waiting. You know, I just went back to the grindstone and continue writing. Actually, I did a lot of writing, but having said that as well, I've been lucky as well that I had some few gigs, some few solo performances during the pandemic. So, you know, before the restrictions really got really tight, but So
you got a few in, like that, sort of before it really kind of hit the fan, as you were saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I got a couple of I got a couple of solo gigs in the Netherlands. I even got a festival in what's also in Italy as well. So it kind of helped. Yeah.
Oh, can't complain. So that was okay. It's been a while, but even so, it's been a while, I suppose, since you did any kind of gigs. But at least you've been writing, as you said, and working away. I know you did something recently in the Bizarre
in Luxembourg. Yes, and also I played the Luxembourg about a month ago or 3 weeks ago. So that was really nice because playing Luxembourg with a full band, and we didn't play for nearly 11 months because the last time we played completely. I mean, the last time the complete band played together was in March. We played the last concert in Paris, and then just before we went on stage, the French government put down the lockdown measures, and we were one of the last bands that played. So we didn't play since then. Yeah, as a band.
Really? Wow. So, okay, so it's been a long. Yeah, you'd miss it, and of course, no chance to meet the guys or rehearse or anything like that. Have you since then? Or
absolutely, no chance of that.
No chance of that. It's a crazy times, but look, we hope with the herald of spring and summer and vaccines that things will change and we'll get back to some sort of normality. That's the plan, right? That's all we can hope for.
That's what we can hope for. That's what we can hope for. But I'm telling my good friends, now is the time to write or go into the studio. Now is the time, because there's no better time than now, just to get your mind off things,
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great time for it for recording and writing, and just you can do lots in the business, can't you? Without being on the road, you can make it work in other ways, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I know that you also work. You've done great work as a producer, not only as a singer-songwriter. I know you worked with Petra Jordan and probably many
Absolutely.
more. Yeah. Do you find that kind of work as interesting as being on the road, or I know it's another hat you wear, but yeah.
Yeah, I find it interesting because what you do is the artists that you produce you sort of have an insight into the way they write their songs, and you learn from them as well. And for me as a producer, I always think that you just get out the best performance that you can get out of the artist. It's not you trying to give them a sound. They have their sound. All you have to do is just encourage them and get the best, because it's all about the performance. It's really about the performance. If you can get them to perform great in that studio, because the studio, as you know, the studio is a very sterile environment,
Yeah.
So you need to make it happen. Then if you can motivate them and if you can get their vibe going and you get the performance, even if the recording is not that great, but if the performance is great, it's better than having a great recording than having it's better than having a great performance than having a great recording and a bad performance,
Absolutely right. Yeah,
that's the way I see it.
Agree with that. Absolutely. Your roots are in Sierra Leone. What was it like? Were you born over there?
Absolutely.
And then you were. Was there a lot of musical influences for you as a kid over there? I don't know what age you were when you left Sierra Leone, but
I'll tell you. Let me just give you.
Yeah.
Let me give a brief. I've got this kind of like back and forth thing. I was born in Sierra Leone, and by the time before I was 2, my mom moved to the UK, and my sister was born there, and then by 5 I came back again to Sierra Leone. But every summer I would go to the UK for holidays. I would go not every summer, like 1 in every 2 summers I would go for. So the UK was not strange to me until I was 15 going on 16. Then I stayed there for schooling. But to answer your question, yes, there was a lot of so much influence, so much music in Sierra Leone, because also we were like our links with the UK are very strong. So we would have Top of the Pops on even we will get. Yeah, that's my son.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. It's okay.
I know you're a family man. You have
yes,
hands full
you
there.
have a
It's
family.
all right.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And so we would get Top of the Pops, even in Sierra Leone, like a week later, And as for influence of music, my uncles, I grew up with my uncles, my mom's brothers, and they would listen to everything from Elvis to the Eagles to Teddy Pendergrass to Bob Marley, to Osibisa, African music, African bands. So that was really, really, really. So there was this world of music that was there. So I wasn't deficient in any kind of music. But having said that, when I came to the UK as a student, then I discovered like really blues, blues music, in the sense that I had because in Africa I didn't listen to that. That was not much. I mean, the blues. I mean, no, I was not exposed to blues then. I mean, it's only when I came to the UK that I was exposed to blues, and then it was like artists like ZZ Top, and that was like the first kind of like blues thing that I listened to. Then John LeHook, and I say, oh wow, what's this?
Wow.
Then I backtracked. Then I know that this music came from the coast of West Africa as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's my and when I was in the UK, I mean, I also discovered things like you couldn't find on Top of the Pops. The first Lou Reed album that I got introduced to was The Transformer. And then I would get like CDs of The Clash. I mean, it was not my time, but I was introduced to that kind of music as well.
Wonderful.
And of course, I kind of like started getting the whole British culture, heritage of music, like even the Sex Pistols. Then you start to know about the Kinks and then the Stones, and you start to know about all this kind of music. So it was
all kind of all interrelated.
Yeah.
And you were you in your 20s at this stage? Or was it more?
No, teenager.
Oh, a teenager. Okay,
teenager, wow. Teenager. Absolutely
amazing. How many years were you in the UK by?
7
years, and then from there directly, kind of pretty much back to
Belgium.
Brussels or
Belgium, to Belgium, yeah. Because my mom was an ambassador, and Belgium was her last station that she.
Right.
And then I said, after all these years, I've not been living with my mom, and then she moved to Belgium, and it says, I'm just going to be next door, guys. So I said and I said, well, let me give Belgium a try, So and it's been like that ever since.
Fab, yeah. Well, we met on the Brussels scene all those years ago, by probably 15, maybe even 20 years ago, probably at this stage.
50, at this stage, 20 years ago.
Of course, yeah. We were both doing the Irish bar scene at the time. People like Moakley and yourself, and lots of the names. Some of them still doing that scene, and it was there were great days. There were some of the gigs were heavy going, of course. And we'll talk about that when we come back after this song, because I'm curious about a couple of things about the Irish bar scene that you did. You're not doing so much of it now, but tell us a little bit about this first song, Refugee. It's a wonderful song of yours.
Yeah, well, Refugee is one of this. Refugee is a song that is a tribute to a lot of refugees around the world. Sierra Leone, we had a civil war for 10 years. And so, I had so many stories from my family, from friends, and I just tried to put all of that story together and wrote a song about it, And I guess if you've lived in a country that has civil war, you can relate to that, because people always think that refugees refugees can be anybody, from doctors to diplomats to whoever.
That's it. People forget that. Yeah.
People forget that the only thing that refugees are a certain class of people. No, they're not a certain class of people. Refugees are everybody.
Yes.
They just misplaced people, And so I thought of writing the song, and it resonates still today, which is unfortunate, because we're having all this conflicts around the world,
It sure does. Absolutely. Well, we'll give it a play, and just again to remind everybody, people can find about all of your information there on baikamara.com. They can find your Facebook page on Bai Kamara Jr. there as well. So give the Facebook page a like, folks. Please check out Bai's great music. Some of these videos get a bit compressed, just so the listeners know.
No worries.
I always encourage them to go and find these videos themselves after the live stream as well, of course, to hear them properly. They get a bit squashed on the screen share thing, but we're going to play them anyway. This is the great song, the first one of Bai Kamara's 4 songs tonight, folks. It's called Refugee. Check it out, and we'll see you in about 3 minutes.
Stepped off a boat, stepped off an aeroplane without a coat. You shouldn't be ashamed. They put you down, then locked you up, made you kiss the ground before they stopped. Refugee, refugee, sing me a song, paint me a picture of where you're running from. Refugee, refugee, bring me along. There is a future where we all belong. Passport control, passport you've not, truth you have told, they say it's not enough. There's no evidence of a firing squad. And your president, they say, is living large. Refugee, refugee, sing me a song. Paint me a picture of where you're running from. Refugee, refugee, bring me along. There is a future where we all belong. Refugee, refugee. Rwanda was before, now it's in Darfur. Sierra Leone was not alone, and Congo, we just can't go. Hey, refugee, refugee, sing me a song. Paint me a picture of where you're running from. Refugee, refugee, bring me along. There is a future where we all belong. Refugee, sing me a song. Refugee, sing me a song. Refugee, 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 refugee. They treat you like an animal. They treat you like a criminal. They treat you like an animal. They treat you like a minimal refugee.
Bai Kamara, Refugee. What a great song. Lovely stuff.
Thank you.
Kamara.
Thank you.
That was obviously shot in Brussels, was it? I recognized a few places there.
Absolutely. That was shot in Brussels. That was shot in Brussels. That was shot in Brussels. But the opening scene is actually shot in Antwerp, actually. And just a bit of a funny story about that. You know, we started shooting the video at the port in Antwerp. And then we had the securities came around and told us that we needed permission, actually, to shoot the video at the ports. You know? And so if you see us running around, it's like really, that was really actual because we were trying to dodge, you know, trying to get around the security, you know. So it just added to the real tension of the
effect of the whole deal. We were running from the actual police, from the film police.
Yeah, for the people. But actually, one of the gentlemen chasing me at the end of the video actually is a real policeman, actually. Because it's a friend that we knew and we sort of like said, can you just play that role for us? Yeah.
Great. It looked like a fun day. Absolutely.
Yeah, it was a fun day.
Brilliant. Powerful song as well. Absolutely, Mojo. There's some great comments coming in. Thanks very much for all the comments, folks, and for tuning in. Powerful song. Absolutely. Absolutely powerful song. Yeah, I was going to ask you about the Brussels scene. When we met, we were doing bars like Celtica and the Old Oak and stuff like that up in the Brussels scene, which were fine for what they were. You know, they were... We all made our bread and butter in those gigs, you know. What people like Mowgli and I, we always talked about Bai Kamara doing these Irish bar gigs where other artists as such, we were there trying to sing our cover versions as best we could, you know, the people pleasers. You always managed to seem to go up there and be able to do Bai Kamara shows, which was a great sort of a great tribute to what you do, because not many people can get away with doing a sort of a songwriter show in a bar of any sort. Do you know what I mean? How did you find that time, and how did you get away with, or how did you find your way to doing that kind of a show? Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, first of all, I'm such a bad interpreter. I'm so bad at doing covers. So, and if I make mistakes in my own songs, it's no problem, you know?
Yeah. So,
you know, I don't want anybody to call me out to say, hey, Bai, you missed a verse or chorus there. But anyway, to answer your question as well, it's, you know, Jason and Nicole,
Indeed.
Who were Jason and Nicole, who were the owners. And so they have the string of pubs, you know, and I would tell them, I'll say, listen, guys, you know, they loved me and they loved what I did.
Sure.
But I would tell them, I said, listen, don't put me at the Celtica because, you know, my music won't go down there well. I say, put me at Sean O'Casey or Michael Collins, or the old book, because I love to do my own songs. But and I negotiated that. But in the end, also, I was building a following. So some people saying, okay, we're going to see Bai play the pub as well, because we know he's going to play original music as well. So there was this bit of diversity that was there,
Absolutely, you were getting the best
in the sense.
Yeah.
So in the sense, and since I didn't play them like week in, week out, I play them like on intervals, So that was great for them as well, that it will introduce some diversity. But but as these were our friends, and this was the best school you could have. And in terms of how the Irish pubs helped me, and I knew that I have to play 3 sets of 45 minutes. Okay.
Sure.
And 3 sets of 45 minutes, you have to make sure your set is solid. So that sort of like helped me in always trying to write better songs, better choruses, better riffs. And so it was really a really good school, actually. It's a really good school because you're there alone, you and your guitar, and that's it. And there will be people talking, and and also, I realized as time went on that people didn't actually come for the music. The music was just a supplement. People came there to meet their friends and chat. But if the music is great, if the music is background, and sometimes you might just prick the ears and they might say, "What's that?" Then it's good, because also, but this, Dahi, at the end of the night, they will check the till.
Yeah.
And they would see how many people stayed or how many people went.
That's right. That's it. Yeah.
So if the boss, if the sales of the drinks were low that night, they want to call you back. You see what I'm saying? So our job,
kind of.
So our job was to keep the people in there. So as long as you kept them, long as you kept them in there, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter what you play; you had to keep them in there.
That was the thing. Yes,
that was the thing.
But even though, of course, even though you weren't always doing sort of the run-of-the-mill covers, your show still had a lot of passion and power, and rhythmic stuff going on. Which also helped to create that ambience, I think, and create that atmosphere. So it's a good lesson as well for other pub musicians, if you want. We don't want to be calling them that, people who play bars, to realize that there is. Somebody said to me one time, it's if you present your original material correctly, or you choose your up-tempo stuff to play in a pub, you can get away with it, I think. And you're a testament to that. You can do original material to a certain extent, can't you?
Well, yes. Well, I'll tell you something, because as you know, I mean, I even played the Wild Geese before the original Wild, before, I played basically, but we played all the Irish bars, basically. We had done all of them.
All of them, yeah.
And I played the Irish bars for so much that I even went to tour in Ireland because of that, a connection.
Yeah.
I toured with a band. Yes, I toured with a band called Jackie Tar, and I did Cork, I did Kilkenny, I did Dublin, I even did a place called Navan, so and that was my second introduction to Ireland, actually.
Wow.
And,
yeah.
Yeah, and that was amazing.
All through the Irish bars, yeah.
All through the Irish bars. But what's really also amazing as well, the African-Irish connection. I'm going to tell you, you're going to laugh at this.
Please
Guinness is very popular in Africa.
Yes, I knew that.
So my Irish friends, I will drink as much Guinness as them, and they'll be surprised, and they will ask me, "Bai, how come you how come you get this an acquired taste?" And I told them, I say, "Hey, listen, my aunties and my grandma used to give me Guinness, since I was a kid, so I know this stuff, Plus,
great. It's an acquired taste, but
it's an acquired taste.
But you were saying I was drinking Guinness in Africa before you were born.
Before you were born, exactly so.
And hopefully hopefully there'll be Guinness flowing very shortly as well over this neck of the woods. That would be
Absolutely.
Great if we could get it back. So you went on then. You went bar gigs, or were you still doing bar gigs, or have you kind of left them behind you? I know because you're doing lots and lots of great.
Yes, I left them. I left them behind me. I mean, I'm doing a lot of other concerts as well.
You know
what?
Yeah.
But every now and then, I go back to the Irish bars. I will call up and I'll say, "Hey, have you got one date for me?" Because this is a reality check as well. It checks me out. It humbles me down, brings me to my roots. you know, you know, I don't announce them. They're not announced because I don't put them on my website.
But you might let it go back. Yeah.
Yes, I don't put it on my website. Just maybe some few people will know that I'm there.
Cool.
But I do it because this is the best school. This is the best. This is the best audience to test your music. You write a new song. You write a new song, and you can tell by the applause. You can tell by the conversation. People stop talking, and you know that this is a good song. I mean, I'll give an example. One of the songs that I had on the new album, which we're gonna play, was "Homecoming." One day I played it at the showcases, and the whole place just went silent. Or Michael Collins, the whole place just went silent. Oh. And it's a strange thing because sometimes we have there's this convention that you have to play loud over their voices, people talking. Yes. And sometimes when you play a quieter song, you might just, when they hear their voices, they might just say, "Oh, we're speaking too loud," and they hear you, and they just zoom in on you playing this ballad. And I've caught them up a lot of times like that, And "Homecoming" was one of the songs that before I recorded it, I played it there several times in the Irish bars, and the response was just amazing. And people just come to me and say, "Where can we get that song?" So sometimes it's about the songs. It's always about the songs. It doesn't matter if it's a cover song or an original. It's really, I totally believe that, even if you're not a great singer, you're not a great guitar player, if you have a very good, strong song, it will always help you out. You will always sail through. I think it's that.
I think it resonates. Well, look, while we're talking about "Homecoming," why don't you tell us a little bit about the song? I will play it next. Why don't we play it next? Give us a little bit of background behind the writing of it, or the meaning behind it.
Yeah, well, "Homecoming" is a song that I wrote after this, because I didn't go to Sierra Leone for over 10, 15 years because we had the civil war, like we said, for refugee.
Yes.
And then I do a lot of projects for UNICEF, you see. And then UNICEF Belgium asked me if I could go to Sierra Leone because UNICEF was one of the few NGOs that stayed in the country during the civil war. Oh, and a lot of the NGOs left because it was dangerous. Its security was really bad. But UNICEF stayed, and then UNICEF and the Belgian radio, national radio, asked me to go down to go see their projects. And when I was there, that's one of the songs that I came out with, that I wrote. That was one song that I came out with.
It was written down there.
Yes. Yeah. And so that song also kind of like reminded me of all, the memories that I had when I was there, the good times when I was a boy. So it just recounts my time in Sierra Leone as a boy when I grew up there. Talks about, there's a line in the song that says, "I will taste the fruits of this tree that I planted when I was a young one." And in Africa we have all this traditions where so I remember my mom had this gardener, and he says, "Mrs. Kamara, I think it would be great if the kids can plant this coconut tree because they're growing, and the trees will grow faster. It will grow. Yeah, it will grow faster." Amazing. And it's amazing. After, I don't know, 20 years or so, I go back and I see that coconut tree that I planted. Yeah. I haven't tasted the fruits yet, but I saw the tree.
That's for the next trip.
That's for the next trip. Absolutely.
That's for the next trip. Absolutely. We'll give it a spin. And I love this song too by one of your finest. They're all great songs, but this is called "Homecoming," folks. Enjoy it. We'll see you in a few minutes for more chat with the great Bai Kamara. Enjoy.
Been away for so long. Been away, but I kept the song. I will taste the fruits that I planted when I was a young one. Follow this trail that will lead me to that secret waterfall. I will dance in the rain and the dust. Give thanks to the spirits and the ghosts. Laugh with the moon and the stars, 'cause my soul is all I have. Been away for so long. Been away, but I kept the song. I would taste the fruits of this tree that I planted when I was a young one. Follow this trail that will lead me to my secret waterfall. I will dance in the rain and the dust, laugh with the moon and the stars, give thanks to the spirits and the ghosts, 'cause my soul is all I have. Been away for so long. Been away, but I kept the song.
Awesome again, sir. Absolutely.
Thank you, Daddy.
Awesome again, sir. That one wasn't recorded in Brussels.
No, that was a record in Brussels. That's
filmed in Brussels.
You know, and it's two things actually. My you know, first of all, that video, my sister thought that I should record it in Sierra Leone. I should shoot the video in Sierra Leone, and also that song was not supposed to be on that album. But my wife said, listen, why don't you record that song and put it in the album? Because I was going to save it for another album. And I'm lucky that I listened to them both, you know, to both of them.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
for the first time ever, listen to your wife.
For the first time, yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah.
Awesome. No, it's brilliant. Are you completely independent now, or do you have any kind of record label help or management or anything like that?
Fortunately for me, I do have a record label, which is a very, very good record label, and it's not a Belgian, it's a German label, and I have an international international management as well. So that's really great. They've been really helpful, especially with this new album. Yes.
Yeah. Looking at the gigs and the caliber of gigs you're doing these days, of course, I would have assumed that you have a good team behind you, working on your behalf. You're doing lots of, or up to Corona anyway, of course. I've been watching you kind of from a distance, and all those great gigs, from Ancien Belgique to all the bigger stuff, and the smaller, more famous clubs as well. Has it been mainly Germany, Belgium, and Holland? Then is that sort of the general area of work?
And France. France is really picked up in France, and actually one thing which the pandemic did for this new album because we had released the album in January of 2020, but before 2020, I think November, or I can't remember, November or October,
yeah, we
had released, a first single just to build up to the release of the album, and so we did a lot of promotion in France, in the way of radio and TV, and also a lot of stuff in Germany as well. And then what happened was we had just done the CD release concert in Brussels, and we did one in Liège, we did one in Antwerp, and then we were going to do the one in Paris. That was the last time. But what had happened was just the album was just getting into the system, and then the lockdown came. So we were very fortunate that in that sense that the journalists were giving a lot of good reviews of the album, and somehow even when the pandemic was there, it just kept on having reviews. And then in the midsummer, we had a really nice surprise that the album got nominated for the best acoustic blues album in the United States. And so we were very happy with that. And yes, and I think, but it's the team as well. It's the team, and also I always say as well, you got to be loyal to the people that's been with you for a long time. So, for example, I still have my wife, who was co-managing but also doing the bookings. She still books for Belgium, but when we had international management came over, we said we will keep our people here, and then you can do the rest of the world. But so still, we didn't, so Arnie, who works with me as well with my little organization as well, he stayed in as well as my assistant and my tour manager. So because it's good to be surrounded by people who know you, by family, so to speak. Because they've known me from the early days. So
just tell the listeners the name of the album. I assume people can get all the info from the BaiKamara.com.
Yes, the name of the album is called Salone. Salone, Salone, and Salone is how we call Sierra Leone fondly in our local dialect, in Creole.
Local dialect.
Yeah. So, but also the title works out well because it's an album where I played all the instruments in, and,
is it? Wow.
And I call it Alone and Salone. So yeah.
Yeah. No, it's fabulous.
So it worked out. Yeah, it worked out.
Absolutely. Salone. When was the last time you were back in Sierra Leone?
Oh, I was just when I shot the videos, actually. Oh,
just the videos were the last time. Okay.
Yeah, well, last time that was last year. March. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Talk about good timing. Wow.
Oh yes, absolutely. I mean that's that's the whole thing. I mean, well, no, yeah, and because that was the whole thing about this album. We had shot all the videos before the pandemic hit. So we had shot all the videos and got everything ready. Yes, everything. We had everything ready. So when the pandemic hit, we had all the material just to go out. So the promoters, the PR people had all the material, so we didn't have to shoot a video in a COVID environment, So
good, so lucky, amazing.
So lucky is the word. I think lucky because
lucky is the word. Yeah.
I mean, we didn't plan it that way. It just happened. But there's one thing though. I think for everybody, preparation is always good to be prepared. I think in whatever, even for the studio, that if you just prepare the work before you go to the studio, the extra time you have. You just have fun and experiment.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. If possible, if you can. It's not always a fun place to be, but I know what you're saying. Yes, once you're well prepared enough, and the initial pressure is gone from you.
Yes,
you
have
can
fun.
Like lie back a little bit and
yes, absolutely.
Yes, you can go with it that way. What is your writing process like? Do you take a lot of notes, or do you have to have a guitar in your hand when you're writing these songs, or do you prefer to take a lot of notes and then come back to the guitar? Or is it always guitar, for example? Is it a bit of piano? Do you diversify?
No, I don't play piano, but one of my favorite instruments right now is the bass. So I've been playing the bass now. Yeah, because I played the bass on the last record. I played all the bass on it, but answer back your question. The writing process has changed, has evolved. It's different for every song, and there's not one way. What I used to do in the past was, if I have like a lovely title, I always go by titles because I love titles.
Mm.
And I say, I give an example. So I have a title, like I hope our misery doesn't entertain your world, which is it's a mouthful, but I think it's,
Well, it's a great jumping off point. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I'll have this title in my head, or maybe a song called Refugee. I just have the title in my head. And then maybe I'll have a couple of words, nothing really. And then one day I'll just pick up the guitar and start strumming around. And the melody and the words will come out. I say, oh, that's the song. Then I'll write around that. Then I'll write around that. And sometimes I would, there's been occasions where I do have maybe a verse written, but just the words, Yeah. And, but mostly I must say, it's the guitars and the melody come together. But I always have like an idea of a song, but I always have a working title. Okay. And I try to see what that working title goes with. And also, I take things from everyday life, I mean, yes. This album, I should have called it Domestic Blues, man, because I'm writing about taking my kids to school, about Black Widow Spider, about Lady Boss,
Domestic Blues.
So yeah. So I take my inspiration. So the writing process has evolved, has changed, but also I'm open enough to say the songs can come from any angle. The song might just even come from a rhythm, from a percussion rhythm that I'm playing. Yeah. Or singing a simple melody, then I'll put the harmony and then put the chords around it. So that's the way I see it. But I think, as you know, you're a songwriter. The music is easy. The music is easy. What is difficult? What I really think is difficult is finding the good words, the good lyric, and the good arrangements. The music is everywhere. Everybody can, the music flows.
It's true.
The music is everywhere. But it's just conjuring up this lyrics that will resonate with people, or this lyric that would last a lifetime. Because because you don't want to write songs that goes with a certain trend. And a trend, trend. Indeed. 3 months from now, it's finished. It's over. It's gone. So you want to write songs that are meaningful and deep, and songs that you can grow old with, that you won't be ashamed to perform them when you're 70 or 80.
That's what, yeah. Well, I suppose you can't. You can only hope that's how it's going to go. But I suppose even then, do you ever? I mean, I've done it. Maybe you have as well, where you will listen back to a song you've written 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and kind of go, "What was I thinking?" Or "Why did I release that?" Or do you feel that sort of the majority of what you write, has to meet a certain sort of criteria, the bar is set to a certain way, and if it doesn't reach the bar, you don't put it out? Or how does that?
Yes, more or less. But having said that, I'm a person that that I don't look backwards. In songs, I've written a song, so I put it out there. It's done. I'm going forward.
You'll never revisit it, rewrite, never.
Yeah. I'll go forward, and of course, you're a songwriter. You know that. The songs, they do tend to document a certain period of my life as well. Yeah. So they act as a diary, or as an era, or as that period of time. I mean, when I did the album Urban Gypsy, that was me. I was an urban gypsy. I was not a family man then. I was going from one apartment to another apartment. Elegant escorting everywhere.
From Celtic to the Old Oak, come back again.
So or I wrote a song called Downtown San Jose, which was talking about me living in San Jose. Right. So I don't tend to go back, but I have one criteria. It's not even a criteria. I always say, for every 10 songs that you write, there might be 2 gems there. Or maybe for every 15 song that you write, there will be 2 songs which are really, which you can keep, So that's the way I go about it. Because I guess in a lot of ways as well, I have a lot of songs now, in the sense that I can relax a bit to say I don't have to rush to bring out material. You see,
that's a great position to be in.
Yes. Yeah.
Are we going to say you're no spring chicken? Is that what you were going to say?
I'm not a spring chicken anymore.
Not spring chicken. No, well, I won't ask you how old you are, but we won't keep that a secret. It's okay. That's okay. Let's just say we're from a certain a certain time, a certain era.
Certain time.
Yeah, absolutely. A simpler time.
A simpler time. Yeah.
We were from a simpler time. Let's have another song by. Sorry, go on. Yeah.
But also what I love about songs, well, it's always about the melody as well, because once you have a strong melody, no matter what chords you put around it, it works. You know, and that's what I always say. You can harmonize it. You can take. You know, there's been certain songs which I have, you know, to contradict what I was saying before, that I said I have evolved harmonically speaking, but the melody is still strong. Then I'll just add new chords to it, or just open up the chords with different harmonies, and it will still sound. You know, I mean, a song, an example is a song called Downtown San Jose. When I wrote it, it was really a blues song, but for a band that I was in. But when I wanted to record it, because I said the song is a great song, but I was in a different, I had evolved differently musically. I kept the melody and I harmonized the chords, and it worked. You know,
and it worked fine as in a slightly different form, but that can be a very nice thing to do, is to sometimes revisit. When you have a strong song and you know there's something about it, and it might just need a little tweak in a different direction. And
in a different direction, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It worked very well, because you know I wouldn't have known about your blues background at all. You know, when I came to your music, it was very soulful, very sort of maybe R&B. Maybe you don't like these words.
Yeah. No, I like it. No, it's good. I know what you mean.
There's a sting vibe from some of them. There's a, you know, of course there are elements of blues in there, but it surprised me to hear you talking about the blues connection and inspiration at the beginning. Yeah. But of course, a lot of great music comes from the blues, as you said earlier on, so it's always connected. There's a live performance here from Rotterdam I'd like to give a spin to, live and acoustic. It's Substitute. Just want to tell us a little bit about the song, and we'll give it a spin.
Yeah, Substitute. It's one of the songs where everything came in 5 minutes. Wow. You know. Once again, Substitute is a 1-4-5 blues songs. It's 3 chords I'm playing there. It's 3 chords that I'm playing, and the whole song just came out. And people always ask me, was it a song about myself or talking? And I didn't know where the song came from. Then a friend reminded me that, yes, it's a song about myself. I think I was dating then a Polish girl, and she had run away from the husband in Poland, you know, and I was the substitute. And I was a substitute. Yeah, something like this. You know? Something like that. Okay. Something like that.
Very honest log of the here and now. I love it. We won't go into too much details about that, so we'll just play the song by, right? We'll leave the rest to the imagination.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Absolutely. Great. Folks, here is Substitute acoustic, live and acoustic in Rotterdam from the brilliant Bai Kamara. See you in a few minutes for some more chat.
Did the circle loved you? Did it say he wanted you? Did it say he'll be with you till the end of time? If he said he loved you, place somebody above you. Yes, it weighs heavy in my heart and on my mind. I know you'd know when we kiss. I know you know who you miss. It's the other man that's breaking you down. I know you know it's no use. I know you know it's the truth. I'm a substitute for the other man that's breaking your heart. Every time I have you, so hard to find you, yeah. Yes, it weighs heavy in my heart, on my mind, yeah. I know you know when we kiss. I know you know who you miss. It's the other man that's breaking you down. I know you know it's no use. I know you know it's the truth. I'm a substitute for the other man that's breaking your heart. Every time I have you, it's so hard to find you. Yes, it weighs heavy in my heart and on my mind. And if it said it loved you, then place somebody above you. Yes, it weighs heavy in my heart and on my mind. I know you know when we kiss. I know you know who you miss. It's the other man that's breaking you down. I know you know it's no use. I know you know it's the truth. I'm a substitute for the other man that's breaking your heart. Thank you.
Women.
I know.
You know. Listen, a few comments coming in there about that brilliant guitar. Is that a Martin, or was it a Arthur Luthier?
That's a Simon and Patrick. Which is, well, you know, Simon and Patrick guitars. Yeah, Canadian guitar. I've had that guitar for like I don't know, for close to 20 years. You know, and it's just a great guitar. You know, for the price and for the wood, and also I love the ethics behind the guitar. You know, how they're made, how the logs are put downstream. You know, the woods are cut. You know,
tell us that story. Tell us about the ethics of it.
Well, he's one of those guitars that, you know, they're very environmentally, you know,
sound, yeah,
thoughtful. So when the wood, you know, when they cut the logs are not transported by trucks. They're put down in the stream, in the river, and they flow them down. Yes, they flow them down, and they try to be as, try to have as less carbon footprint as possible. And that's what I love about that as well. I mean, I didn't even know that story until somebody told me about it. You know? I
didn't either. Yeah, Stephen saying the Godin family again. I think the make Godins.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe seagulls. Is that right, Stephen? I think so. Okay, that's wonderful that they're able to sort of limit the environmental impact by logging these trees correctly and as you said, transporting them correctly. That's great. Good story. That's great, yeah. What was the guitar you played then in the video? The sunburst, the darker sunburst guitar.
That's also a Simon and Patrick, and because of the guitar that you saw now, one of the distributors in France saw that guitar because I was doing a gig. I think I was supporting Vanessa Paradis. And I was going to book me a gig, and I said, "Oh, this guy's playing that guitar." And I said, "What guitar is he playing?" He's playing Simon and Patrick, and they endorsed me, so they gave me that guitar.
Wonderful! That's great. Well, we give shout out, thumbs up to Simon and Patrick. Absolutely,
thumbs up to Simon and Patrick. Really cool.
Great instruments, and absolutely well done to them. But it's visually brilliant as well. It draws your attention, you know. Sometimes you know the old expression where you meet somebody, you kind of go, I don't know what your name is, but you played that Simon & Patrick guitar with all those stickers on. You know, we recognize the guitars before the people sometimes.
You know something? This is so true. I was supporting I think Vanessa Paradis in Paris, in one of the Paris venues, and then some guys just said, you know, I came out, I started singing. He recognized the guitar first before he recognized me.
Yeah,
you know, just because it's all, yeah.
That's how it goes, isn't it? Sometimes
that's how it goes, man.
I don't know who you are, but he plays a guitar with stickers on the front. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, or a certain model number of guitars. Yeah, brilliant. What's for you now? What's next around the corner? I mean, when the dust settles now, are you made a recording in the Bison? What was that to promote? And that was to promote an album.
That's to promote streaming. We're doing the streaming. As you know, the Bison is
when
our old
is that
school.
Happening? Yeah,
and that's going to happen on the 14th. I don't know when. I don't know exactly. Okay, I think it's the 14th. It's the 14th. But to answer your question,
it will be on your Facebook page, of course. Yeah,
it will be it's on my Facebook page. It's on my Facebook page. Well, to answer your question, I'm in the studio right now preparing the next record. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm in the studio now, and it's really exciting times because as I said, I'm putting putting all my efforts into it, in the sense that also because of the pandemic, so this way I don't get too upset or too depressed about what's going around, and I just put my head in my work, and in this way I'm sheltered from the madness that's out there.
Yeah.
And I do hope we come out of this, but I just thought that it was the time for me to start recording now, because I think come 2022 there'll be lots of gigs going around, and people won't have time to record, you know. And so it's better for me just to record now and just have the album ready.
Very good. You're all as a preparation.
Yes,
You're always great man for the prep.
You know, yeah, but even if it's not released in 2022, but at least I've done it. It's there. You know.
Absolutely. Do the work now. Relax a little bit when you have the time. Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Katya was my friend. Katya's just joking. She said, she's going, you guitar players. She said nobody would ever recognize a fiddle. It's true. Unless you put stickers on it, Katya. Yeah, you need to put some stickers on your fiddle, Katya, and then they'll know. Oh, there's Katya's fiddle. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I always get into this zone of, you know, talking about guitars in these shows as well, especially for the guitar geeks that are watching. People like Chris and Stephen there who love guitars as much as I do. But we're going to play out one more song. Tell us a little bit about Can't Wait Here Too Long. That's the one we finish with.
Well, I Can't Wait Here Too Long is the first song of my last album, Salon, and for me, this song also, speaks in metaphors as well. You know, can't wait here too long at the crossroads of, because you know the blues, they always have the story about the crossroads.
The crossroads, you know? That's right.
I went down to the crossroads, I sold my soul to the devil, and all this kind of stuff. So for and for me, the crossroads is my life. You know, I've come to this part of my life where I said I got to make a decision now where to go. You know, where how to direct my career, what I want to, you know, and that's what the song is talking about. You know, that it's time to take a direction and move. And I thought that the blues direction was a much more way to grow old gracefully, and to grow old, you know, as an elder statesman.
Or disgracefully, yeah.
or disgracefully, whichever way you want to. Or disgracefully.
Just as long as you grow old, yeah.
As long as you grow old, you know, and also, I mean, a new record now that I'm working as well. It's bluesy, but then I'm going to bring in a bit of my soul influence. So this record really marks a turning point, because I've always loved the blues, but I thought I was not at the right age to do it. I've been playing in blues bands, but I never brought out a blues record, because I was thinking, well, you know, with the dreadlocks and a pirate earring, nobody's going to take me serious, you know. Yeah. You know, who's going to take me serious?
He's not a blues dude. Yeah.
He's not a blues dude. He's faking it.
He doesn't have enough gray hair and all. Yeah, I know.
Exactly. So, you know, so so I thought it was a right time, right age, you know, and you know, bring out the suits and the ties, you know, and look the part, and but really also, I think also because, you know, I have the stories and the real stories. You know, and because with the blues, you know, you have to be it's real stories,
Absolutely.
But also what I tried to do is I didn't look at the kind of like cliche blues, and I try to put my own stories. I've got a song called The Morning School Run Blues, like I told you. I've got a song called Lady Boss. I've got a song called, Black Widow Spider Homecoming. So you see, it's all stuff that we can relate to here in Europe as well, so
real life stories, real life
stories,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Family time, home time, lockdown blues,
Exactly.
all that
all that kind of stuff,
all that kind of stuff. Well, I really look forward to hearing the new work by, you're brilliant at what you do. Always admired you as a singer, songwriter, and as a performer. And I know,
thank you.
I hope, and I know that from tonight you'll have a few more fans coming your way.
That's what I want to thank you for. Thank you so much, Dahi, for the support and for the brotherly love you've shown me all these years, and for bringing me in your program. And also, you're one of my greatest performers, because you have this wonderful stories. I miss your stories, man. I miss your stories. I don't know when am I gonna see you perform again? Tell me all the stories, man.
I will have to do that.
You're such a great storyteller. You're such a great storyteller, and for doing this and for doing this program, your show here, and inviting us there. Thank you so much for that, and for exposing our work to other people. Thank you so much.
That's what it's all about. And I know you do the same for me. And like I said, you've always been very generous with your time, not only tonight, but in general. And thank you very, very much. And thanks to everybody for tuning in. We're going to have one more song from Bai. I want to wish you a very, very happy of what's left of 2021. Bai, I'm sure the record will be fantastic. And I'm really looking forward to hearing you. Looking forward to meeting you when the dust settles as well, and have a pint and a chat and a few stories. Absolutely. Some Guinness. There you go.
Yeah,
it's a date.
Absolutely.
It's a date.
It's
Absolutely.
A date. Thanks, my friend. Take care now.
Guinness and Bison. Thank you very much. Bye.
That's a date. Cheers. Bye-bye.
There you go. Take care of yourself, and thanks for being here.
Thank you.
There you go, folks. The brilliant and wonderful and talented, uber talented Bai Kamara Jr. All his web links are down there, baikamara.com. Where is his Facebook page? There it is. There are all the links. Please give his page a like. Please give his album, show his album a bit of love. Maybe download it, buy it, whatever you can do. Baikamara.com. Very, very fine artist out of Brussels. Here is his song called Can't Wait Here Too Long. We're going to leave you with this. Thank you all very, very much for tuning in to episode 76 of Raving with Rua here on Songs from the Rua Room. I'm back on Saturday evening, 8 o'clock, with my Irish buddy living in Harlem. His name is Danny Guinan, another very, very fine songwriter. So hopefully you'll join us then. Thank you all very much for your great comments and for being with us here over the hour. Here is the great Bai Kamara with Can't Wait Here Too Long. See you next time on the next Raving with Rua. Good luck to you all, and thanks again.
I can't tell you, man. I can't tell that.
Can't wait here too long. At this crossroads in my life, can't wait here too long. Time is passing me by. Yes, I miss the boat. Then I miss the train. To the bone I was soaked. Though I took shelter from the rain. Can't wait here too long. At this crossroads in my life, can't wait here too long. Time is passing me by. Can't wait. Can't wait. Can't wait. Can't wait here too long. Everything goes too fast in this new age of applications. Constant updates, constant free trials. Why want to build something that's gonna last this generation? Well, at least with half a lifetime warranty. But I guess I'm just living perpetual denials. Can't wait. Can't wait. Can't wait. Can't wait too long. At this crossroads in my life. Can't wait too long. Time is passing me by. Can't wait. Can't wait till. Can't wait. Can't wait too long. Gonna find me a bloodhound in a field full of sugar cane. Didn't know there were so many rats in this town until the floods came. Can't wait here no more.